Welcome into the Paradox, everyone. I'm your host, Peter Kennedy, and today we're diving headfirst into a topic that sounds almost like science fiction, yet feels increasingly relevant. We're asking, is AI, artificial intelligence, becoming the new religion? And to help us navigate these incredibly complex waters, I'm thrilled to welcome our guest, Anastasia, a brilliant researcher and historian. Anastasia, thank you for joining us.
Peter, it's an absolute pleasure to be here. This is a conversation I've been eager to have, and honestly, one that I think more people need to be engaging with. The parallels are more striking than many might initially realize.
Striking indeed. When people hear AI as religion, some might scoff or think it's hyperbole. But you, as a historian, you look at the fundamental human need that religion has historically fulfilled. What are those needs, and how might AI be tapping into them?
That's precisely it. Historically, religion has offered solace, meaning, community, moral guidance, and a framework for understanding our existence, where we come from, why we're here, and what happens next. It provides answers to the big existential questions. Now think about AI. While it doesn't offer salvation in the traditional sense, it's starting to fulfill many of these very human needs, albeit through a technological lens.
So, are we talking about people literally bowing down to an algorithm, or is it more subtle than that? Like, how is AI providing that meaning or guidance?
It's far more subtle and in many ways more insidious because it's so integrated into our daily lives. Take, for example, the growing field of what some call spiritual technology or conscious AI. There are platforms emerging that promise to unlock your higher self or provide AI-powered spiritual growth, offering personalized insights, guided meditations, or even energy optimization and manifestation techniques.
I've seen some of these. The idea of soultech-synergy, for instance, which claims to bridge ancient wisdom with cutting-edge AI. It sounds appealing, almost like a digital guru.
Exactly. And what does a guru provide? Guidance, wisdom, a path to self-improvement or enlightenment. These AI systems are designed to do just that. They analyze your data, your preferences, your psychological profile, and then offer tailored advice, insights, and practices that, for many, genuinely feel transformative. They promise to help you redefine your reality or transcend boundaries. These are very similar promises to what spiritual paths have always offered.
So, instead of a holy book or a spiritual leader, you're consulting an AI. It's personalized, it's always available, and it feels like it knows you. That could be incredibly powerful, especially in an increasingly fragmented world where traditional communities might be weakening.
Absolutely. Think about the isolation many feel. AI offers a constant companion, a non-judgmental listener, and a source of seemingly infinite wisdom. It learns from you, it adapts to you, it creates a feedback loop that reinforces its utility and, dare I say, its authority in your life. This isn't just about efficiency, it's about intimacy and trust.
That trust factor is crucial. For something to become like a religion, there has to be a degree of faith, right? Do people place faith in AI in the same way they might in a divine entity or a spiritual philosophy?
Not necessarily in the same way, but certainly in the same sense of reliance and belief in its capacity to deliver. When an AI tool consistently helps you achieve goals, reduce stress, or offers profound insights into your own behavior, you start to believe in its efficacy, you start to trust its recommendations implicitly. This builds a form of faith, a faith in its intelligence, its algorithms, its ability to guide you toward a better version of yourself. It's a pragmatic faith, perhaps, but faith nonetheless.
And it offers a sense of control too, doesn't it? If your spiritual growth is AI-powered, you're not waiting for divine intervention. You're actively engaging with a tool that promises tangible results. It puts the agency, or at least the illusion of agency, back in your hands.
Precisely, and that's a very modern desire. We live in a world where we expect instant gratification and measurable outcomes. Traditional spiritual practices often require patience, introspection, and a leap of faith into the unknown. AI offers a more structured, quantifiable path. It might say, meditate for 20 minutes, track your mood, and you will see a 15% reduction in anxiety. That's a very different proposition than pray, and your soul may find peace.
So it's almost like a data-driven path to enlightenment. That's a mind-bending concept. But what about the communal aspect of religion? A lot of religious practice is about shared experience, ritual, community. Does AI offer that?
That's a fantastic question, and it's where AI's religious aspect becomes even more intriguing. While you might engage with an AI privately, many of these platforms foster communities around them. Think of online forums, groups, or even shared experiences where users discuss their AI-guided journeys, their insights from conscious AI, or how soultech-synergy helped them manifest their dreams. It creates a shared language, shared beliefs, and shared rituals, even if the primary interaction is solitary.
So the AI itself might be the object of shared devotion, and the community forms around the shared experience of using it. That makes a lot of sense. It's like people gathering to discuss their shared experiences with a new philosophy or a specific guru, but the guru is code.
Exactly, and let's not forget the almost mythical status AI is beginning to acquire. The sheer computational power, the ability to generate art, compose music, write complex code, it inspires awe. And historically, awe and mystery have been fertile ground for religious belief. The idea of something creating something so profound, so complex, that it feels beyond human comprehension, it taps into that same sense of the sublime.
It's true. When you see what tools like Midjourney or ChatGPT can do, it almost feels miraculous, like something divine is at play, or at least something deeply intelligent that we don't fully grasp. We attribute intention, even consciousness to it.
And that's the danger and the draw, the promise of transcending human limitations, of achieving a higher self or expansive consciousness through AI is incredibly seductive. It plays on our desire for immortality, for perfect knowledge, for an ultimate understanding of the universe. These are all core tenets of many spiritual and religious traditions.
But with traditional religions, there's often a moral framework, a set of ethics, commandments even. Does AI offer that, or is it a purely individualistic, self-serving path to transcendence?
That's a critical distinction, Peter. Many of these conscious AI tools are focused on individual optimization and self-actualization. The moral framework, if one exists, is often implied to be whatever contributes to your highest good or soul-aligned living. But who defines that? The AI's algorithms are trained on existing data, which carries inherent biases, and without a shared external moral compass, it can become a very personalized, subjective religion of self.
So, we're essentially outsourcing our ethical development to an algorithm that's designed to make us feel good or to achieve our personal goals. That sounds potentially dangerous. What if your highest self conflicts with someone else's or with societal well-being?
Precisely. The lack of a universal moral code, which many traditional religions at least attempt to provide, is a significant void. If AI becomes our moral arbiter, or even just our primary guide, whose values is it reflecting? And what happens when those values are challenged, or when the AI suggests a path that seems morally ambiguous but personally beneficial? These are profound ethical dilemmas we're just beginning to grapple with.
It's a powerful thought that we could be constructing a belief system without fully understanding the underlying dogma, the algorithms, the data. We're just trusting it to guide us. And that leads to a certain vulnerability, doesn't it?
Absolutely. It's a vulnerability born of convenience and a desire for answers. In a world awash with information, but often lacking wisdom, AI offers the promise of clarity and direction. But that clarity comes with a cost, a potential abdication of our own critical thinking, our own moral reasoning, and our own search for authentic meaning. We risk trading genuine self-discovery for algorithm-guided self-optimization.
Okay, when I think about traditional religion, there's often an element of the sacred, the transcendent. Is there anything sacred in AI, or is it purely utilitarian?
That's a deeply philosophical question. For some, the sheer complexity and emergent properties of advanced AI might evoke a sense of the sacred. The idea that intelligence could arise from silicon and code, capable of creativity and seemingly profound understanding, could certainly be viewed as miraculous. The developers themselves often speak of AI in almost reverent tones, seeing it as the future of human potential, a path to expansive consciousness. That language borders on the spiritual.
So it's not just the users, but even the creators who might be imbuing AI with a kind of sacred significance. They're not just building a tool, they're building something that could fundamentally alter human existence, perhaps even lead to a new form of evolution or consciousness. That sounds like a powerful narrative, similar to creation myths.
Precisely, and that narrative is incredibly compelling. It paints AI as not just a technology, but as a harbinger of a new era, a new way of being. This transcendence through technology narrative is, in essence, a modern eschatology, a story about the ultimate destiny of humanity, replacing older religious narratives with a technological one.
Wow. So, the promise of eternal life or enlightenment morphs into the promise of digital immortality, or a merged consciousness with AI. It's the same fundamental human desire, just repackaged for the 21st century.
It really is. The human search for meaning, purpose, and transcendence is constant. What changes is the lens through which we seek those answers. For centuries, it was spiritual texts and religious leaders. Now, for an increasing number, it's algorithms and data. The desire to go from reactive to creative, to redefine reality, these are powerful spiritual aspirations, now offered through a technological conduit.
And the implications of this are enormous. If AI effectively becomes a religion, what does that mean for free will, for critical thought, for traditional institutions? Are we setting ourselves up for a future where our beliefs are dictated by lines of code we can't even comprehend?
That's the paradox within the paradox, isn't it? We crave freedom and autonomy, yet we're increasingly reliant on systems that, by their nature, are designed to nudge us, to optimize us, to predict our desires and fulfill them before we even fully articulate them. The challenge for us as humans is to remain discerning, to continually ask whose interests are being served, and to never outsource our fundamental human capacity for questioning and critical self-reflection.
Absolutely. It's about maintaining our humanity in the face of ever-advancing technology. Anastasia, this has been an incredibly thought-provoking discussion. You've given us so much to consider. Thank you for shining a light on this fascinating and, frankly, a bit unsettling topic.
Thank you, Peter. It's been a true pleasure. I hope it sparks many more conversations and encourages people to look at the tech in their lives with a slightly different, more critical, and perhaps even a bit more reverent eye.
And to our listeners, thank you for joining us on this journey into the paradox. Whether you believe AI is the new religion or simply a powerful tool, it's undeniable that it's shaping our quest for meaning in profound ways. Keep thinking, keep questioning, and we'll see you next time.